On September 11 of 2001, both Twin Towers and the Pentagon were attacked by Islamic terrorists. There were about 5 terrorists in each airplane, which one of those 5 terrorists had a lot of bombs surrounded in his body. That means that it was a suicide mission. The first two bombs, bombs that exploded on the airplanes were on the American Airlines 175 and American Airlines 37. The first one, the American Airlines 37, was crashed on the first Twin Tower, which it was about 8:05 a.m. in the morning. In the second plane was an estimated time about 45 minutes later, but when the first Twin Tower was crashed by the terrorists. So it means that the second plane, the American Airlines 175, was crashed at the second Twin Tower about at 8:50. On the third airplane, American Airlines 138 was crashed at the Pentagon 2 hours later. This whole attack of the terrorists, where it lasted about from 2 to 3 hours. On the fourth plane, the American Airlines 93 was going to crash the White House, or was about to crash the White House, but the passengers did that at the impossible for the terrorists not to hit the White House, where the president actually lives. So they discontrolled the airplane from the terrorists that were managing it, and they, instead of going to the White House, they crashed in a very vast field in Pennsylvania. Those 5 terrorists will be remembered for many people because they like sacrifice their lives. They wanted for people to be safe, because in the White House they were on that day there were an estimated people of 700 people, including soldiers and the president, because many soldiers of the Washington D.C. were trying to protect the White House from the airplanes. So when both Twin Towers collapsed, all the people were running for their lives, because all the Twin Towers, while they collapsed, a lot of pieces of the floors were falling into them. An estimated of 170 firefighters died, and also an estimated of 140 police officers died. In this whole terrorist attack, they died about 2,900 people. Yes. In Netflix there is a movie that is called Flight 93, which is all about. It will be all about how the passengers. It's a real life movie with all the names and stuff. How the passengers try to stop the terrorists from the attack. On the fourth crash of the airplane, the scientists say that if the plane would have crashed, the passengers would live. But the thing is that the passengers did not live, because the terrorists who had the bombs all the surrounded to their body just barely made it to click the button, and literally all the bombs exploded and all the people died. Also, in that vast field of Pennsylvania, there was a little cabin where little people, well, not little people, but around a family of 4 people or 5 people were living there for a while, because their house, they were renting their house, and by the meantime they were living there. They crashed the the American Airlines 93 plane crashed literally on top of the house. So it was in the Twin Towers attack in the Pentagon attack was literally the most horrible moment that could ever happen to most of the people in the USA. In it was said that on the first airplane that crashed on at 8:05 a.m. was like it said American Airlines 38, but literally not the scientists, but many people said that when it was about to crash the airplane, it said September the 1st from 2001. So it is a theory that many people think that is true, but many people think it's not. But many people say that they, instead of American Airlines 137, it appears September the 1st from 2001. Thank you.